Did you know the most valuable unsolved art theft in history was pulled off in under 81 minutes by two men in fake police uniforms? It was 1:23 in the morning on March 18, 1990. Two men knocked on the door of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston. They told the security guard there was a disturbance. He let them in. That was the last mistake anyone ever made about this case. The thieves spent 81 minutes cutting paintings straight from their frames. A Vermeer, 3 Rembrandts, a Degas. More than $500 million worth of art walked out the door and vanished completely. No arrests, no recovered paintings, no real answers. The FBI traced the trail through Boston organized crime networks, but every lead dried up before it went anywhere. Suspects died. Informants went quiet. Entire criminal organizations collapsed. The art was never found. Today, the empty frames still hang on those museum walls exactly where the paintings once were. A reminder that whoever did this got away clean. 35 years later, nobody knows where those paintings are. Did you know a serial killer got himself caught because he simply couldn't stop showing off? Dennis Rader murdered 10 people in Wichita, Kansas between 1974 and 1991. He called himself BTK, bind, torture, kill. Then he vanished for over a decade. But the silence ate at him. In 2004, he started sending letters again. Poems, photos, taunts. He needed people to know how clever he was. Then he made his move. He sent a letter to a local TV station asking one question. Could police trace a floppy disk? He told them to run a classified newspaper ad if the answer was no. Police ran the ad. He sent the disk. The metadata took investigators straight to a Lutheran church in Park City. Rader was the congregation president. 30 years of hunting, hundreds of thousands of dollars, thousands of investigator hours. And in the end, none of that caught him. His own ego did. BTK wasn't outsmarted. He just needed an audience more than he needed his freedom. Did you know a couple once sat on $4.5 billion in stolen Bitcoin while posting YouTube rap videos? In 2016, hackers broke into the Bitfinex crypto exchange and vanished with nearly 120,000 Bitcoin. At the time, it was worth around $72 million. A serious crime, but not a legendary one. Then they made one catastrophic mistake. They did nothing. The stolen coins sat in a single wallet, untouched, while Bitcoin's value exploded year after year. What started as $72 million quietly became $4.5 billion. Federal agents spent years untangling the blockchain trail. Every transaction leaves a fingerprint, and eventually, the fingerprints led to Ilya Lichtenstein and his wife, Heather Morgan. Heather was not hiding in the shadows. She was publishing articles about how to spot con artists. She was performing rap videos online under the name RazzleCon. When agents arrested them in February 2022, they seized $3.6 billion in crypto, the largest financial seizure in Department of Justice history. The heist was clever. The patience was not. Did you know the largest cash withdrawal in banking history happened the night before a war? March 18, 2003. The U.S. invasion of Iraq was hours away, and Saddam Hussein's son, Qusay, showed up at the Iraqi central bank with a handwritten note signed by his father. That note authorized the removal of $920 million in U.S. currency and euros. Workers loaded the cash onto trucks through the night. No alarms, no resistance. Just a regime helping itself to the national treasury one final time. By morning, the money was gone. And so was the Hussein family's grip on Iraq. But the story didn't end there. Investigators later found cash stuffed inside palace walls, buried in compounds, packed into suitcases scattered across the region. A significant portion is believed to have funded the insurgency that tore through Iraq in the years that followed. Money stolen from the Iraqi people was used to kill them. Most of the $920 million was never recovered. No heist crew, no master plan, just a family looting everything on their way out the door. Did you know the Nazis once forced Jewish prisoners to counterfeit millions in British pounds, hoping to destroy an entire economy? In 1942, the SS launched Operation Bernhard inside Sachsenhausen concentration camp. They handpicked prisoners with the right skills: engravers, printers, former bank clerks, men who knew exactly how money was made. Their job was to produce perfect fake British pound notes. Not good enough to fool a careful eye, perfect enough to fool a bank. And they delivered. 134 million pounds worth of forgeries so clean that the Bank of England could barely detect them. But every prisoner knew the truth. The moment they stopped being useful, they stopped being alive. So they worked, precisely enough to survive, slowly enough to delay. It was not a choice between right and wrong. It was a choice between living one more day or not. When Germany fell, the SS crated the final shipment and dumped it into an Austrian lake called Toplitzsee. Divers were still pulling forged notes from the water 30 years later. The operation failed, but the men who built it never truly escaped it.